This is about an hour.
Field day with Jon Stewart and the acclaim he's achieved. He's been on the cover of news magazines. He's New York Times book review this past week suggested he should win the Pulitzer Prize for history for his new book, and even suggested he was the next Cronkite. You're blushing.
I'm not blushing. It's very early. The blood is just slowly deciding it should come up now.
He's #1 on the bestseller list last week and this coming week, I believe, too. Right, Larry? George Bush, no doubt, would call him an elitist. And he is. He's an elite comic and an elite satirist who makes you laugh, and then you realize you've been punched in the stomach. So welcome, Jon.
Thank you. Thank you. It's very kind of you. First of all, I just want to say how happy I am to be here. My only regret, obviously, is that we couldn't have done this earlier. I really shine around 6. So I'm very excited to be here. And also, I think one of the keys to any function like this, obviously, is dress appropriately.
You could have brought your hat.
Or at least tell the person you're going to interview that you're going to look like a schmuck in a sweater. But listen, it's I'm sure you were very busy with your thing. All right.
Can I go on it?
Yes. I'm ready.
So in your book...
Did we sell any advertising yet?
How did you get Thomas Jefferson to write the introduction to your book?
Thomas Jefferson, for those of you unfamiliar with the book, wrote the foreword to the book. Obviously, he wanted to call it a preamble. We suggested to him that was old school. It's the 21st century now. And so we were excited to have his input. The language is a little flowery, but with some editing, he was able to produce a page and a half. Which, as you know, when you write a book, is how it is talked about. Are you almost done? How many pages? Good, done.
You watched the debate last night?
Oh, was that last night?
What you think?
I thought both men took rhetoric to another level. To see the use of litotes, puns, syllogism, I was truly blown away. Cicero himself would have plotzed. I thought the debate last night was very interesting in that I think they should have stopped at 2. I really think that they ran out of things to talk about. I remember at one point, it was about 45 minutes into the debate, I don't know if you saw it, Kerry just turned and said, "Did anybody see the OC last night?" So I thought that was a real sign that things had slowly begun to wind down. Did anybody happen to see it? I know you're in the media, so you probably didn't get a chance. But I thought Bush, was well coached. He wasn't angry Bush from the second debate or retarded Bush from the first. Is that working? Is it? Good. It's very interesting to watch them. Do you remember when Magic Johnson had a talk show? This is going back a ways. But when you would watch Magic Johnson do a talk show, and he would interview a guest, you could see Arsenio's advice to him the night before, slowly winding its way back in his mind. You know, as he was talking to Cher, you know, you could just see Arsenio behind him going, "Just keep it happy, man, keep it happy." So when he would start to get bored, all of a sudden he would be like, "Gypsies, tramps, and thieves!" That's how I felt about watching these two men last night. Not that Arsenio was advising them, but that you could watch, you can see them processing the information that they have been given as opposed to getting the job done. And I think it was unfortunate because The president, I think, has to perform in that manner because he's in the very difficult position of living in the world that we all live in and the facts that have occurred during his administration. So that puts him at a disadvantage.
It's hard.
But Kerry could have ended it last night and didn't by, I think, deciding that presidential was to ignore the odd aura of unreality that was emanating from the other podium. And I think he could have ended it last night and didn't.
So you think he was too cautious?
Have you been listening to a word I've said? Who is Arsenio advising you?
So
I thought it was interesting, and I love the Bush is my favorite thing in the world is his exasperation. It's just there's something about it when you say, you know, this president has presided over the worst economy in 133 years, you know, or whatever his Kerry is filled with those. 1928, you know, and everybody's supposed to go, what the fuck happened in 1928? Think about it. But then Bush, he always looks to the moderator. Is he allowed to bring up the war? I mean, everything's going crazy, and he's liberal.
So to ask the favorite press question, who won? The favorite press question is who won? Who won the debate?
That is the favorite press question, and that's why people don't respond to because it's not a win or a lose. There's the idea that there's an Insta poll that people in America will immediately digest whatever scripted banter had just occurred right before them enough to make a snap judgment about the winning team of the debate. You know, it is absolutely, to put it in pugilist terms, is the mistake that is made. You know, obviously it is. You know, just because you're an advertiser doesn't mean, you know, to put it in those terms, I think, of win-lose. You know, now Kerry's 2-1 or he's 3-0. It's not the playoffs. You know, those were on another channel.
Yesterday, Matthew Cooper of Time Magazine was held. Can you hear me? Was held in contempt by the federal district judge in Washington, as Judith Miller of the Times was last week.
First of all, as someone who is held in contempt by much of the country, it's really not that bad. So you will get some stares at the mall, every now and again an email referring to your heritage, but other than that, being held in contempt it's quite comfortable.
So grin and go to jail. It's okay.
Say it again?
Grin and go to jail.
Bob Novak could end this whole thing tomorrow. There's millions of dollars being spent and people being going, but his evil does not allow the darkened abyss of his, what some would say, soul. You know, it's very interesting. Novak apparently, they say, broke his hip. I think it's not the case. I believe his hip tried to escape. I believe on its way out, obviously, the femur said, "Stay, we'll do it later." No, he could end this tomorrow. He obviously knows the issue. This thing has gotten way out of hand. It's a simple issue. He himself, after Memo-gate, which, by the way, got a gate. How did Memo-gate get a gate? How did Memo-gate get a gate? How did Nipplegate get a gate? We invaded a country with the wrong information, and Janet Jackson's tit got a gate. Who gives out the gates? Is there a gate? Is there a I mean, it's absolute. We're living in insanity.
Have you asked Novak on your show?
Novak? No. I would not have him on. I have standards. I would not have him on. I wouldn't have Mike Tyson on. You know, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't do it.